so beautiful, and I tell her every day. Yeah, I know, when I compliment her, she won't believe me. And it's so sad to think that she don't see what I see. But every time she asks me, do I look okay, I say, when I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. And when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while. 'Cause girl, you're amazing, just the way you are. Yeah. Her lips, I could kiss them all day if she'd let me. Her laugh, she hates but I think it's so sexy. She's so beautiful, and I tell her every day. Oh, you know I never ask you to change. If perfect's what you're searching for, then just stay the same. So don't even bother asking if you look okay. You know I'll say, when I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. And when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while. 'Cause girl, you're amazing, just the way you are. The way you are, the way you are. Girl, you're amazing, just the way you are. When I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. And when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while. 'Cause girl, you're amazing, just the way you are. Yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, Mr. Brooks.
You can tell she's a teacher. For those who don't know me, I'm Martin Brooks, and I'm the very proud dad to Claudia. On behalf of my wife and I, Rosella, is she around? Oh, you're down there. I'd like to welcome you all here today and thank you for joining us to celebrate this wonderful occasion, the marriage of Claudia and Alex. I've been thinking about this speech for the last few weeks, and I can't believe Claudia is actually married now. There's been so much build-up and talk. It's almost like the start of a football match. But anyway, it feels just like yesterday that I was teaching Claudia how to keep her room tidy. I think we failed on that one actually. In fact, somebody in the household called Claudia the messy roomer. So she's been known as the messy roomer for many years. I also tried to teach her how to eat a plate of donuts. And we used to do this on a regular basis. And unfortunately, Claudia's never won that competition, but there are some donuts in the house, and Claudia may be going for the record later on. The other thing that we tried to teach Claudia was how to ride the rides at the fair. And she had to write about the fair for a piece of homework. And we had this, one of this favourite rides was Disco Fever, which might be actually out the back here. And when she wrote a piece of schoolwork, she wasn't so good at spelling back then, and she called it Pisco Fibre. And that, again, is a story that we have talked about a lot over the years. But her reading, writing, and communication skills have come on a long way since those days. Although the volume control still has a problem from time to time. Was busted when she was growing up, and she made a lovely poster one day, and she spelt it dusted rather than busted. Now her sisters like Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, and Avril Lavigne, and when Busted split up, as they did, she was absolutely devastated. I can remember her screaming her head off, saying, "It's not fair," as her sisters' favourites were all solo artists, so they couldn't split up. Life in the camp wasn't plain sailing, as is the case for all of us at times, but there have been many happy times, lots of trips, holidays, entertainment, lots of shared memories that we have. And it's been lovely to see Claudia flourish and develop into a wonderful young lady. And she's achieved many things, including raising 4 little characters. So a shout out to the 4 characters. Isabella. Hello.
Martin.
Grace. Olivia. Hello. And Grayson. So C, what instantly comes to mind in terms of C for Claudia? Well, caring is top of my list. She's a really thoughtful person who cares for all of the loved ones around her and her friends. The other C that came to mind was clown, because I was hired at no cost to be Claudia's clown at her 6th birthday party to entertain her and her kids and her friends, and I had to do magic tricks and all sorts. I'm pleased to say that was a one-off, although I did get asked by one of the mums if I could be hired for another kids' party, but thankfully not. L, loving. She loves her family and friends, and she shows it in many, many ways. L for laughter as well. We've all heard Claudia laugh when she gets going. Now, I could have used crying against the sea, but there's been plenty of that too. But we're not going there today, so we're not going to cover that. A, appreciation. She goes out of her way to show this, and I'm sure many of us here have felt that. And I'm certainly reminded frequently in terms of what I've done. So a big thank you from me. You. Now this was quite difficult. What can I think of with you? Well, I came up with utilities. Now, I translate that into gadgets. Claudia loves her gadgets. Whenever she's got some spare cash, she will go and buy the latest gadget. Now, I'm really surprised she didn't hold out for an AI husband, because I'm sure they're on their way. I'm really surprised she didn't go down that route. Right, D, we're nearly there. D for dress. Wedding dress to be specific. How fantastic and gorgeous does Claudia look today? When Claudia announced she was getting married, I offered to buy her the dress of her dreams. And it reminded me of when she was very young, in that she spent her money the quickest out of all of the sisters. Claudia asked me what the budget was, and I said, well, there's no budget, just get a dress you love and feel special in. It's a one-off day. I couldn't believe it when I got a call 15 hours later from the wedding dress shop saying, we have Claudia here, she's chosen a dress, we just now need a deposit. Imagination. I think Alex saw this on your first sleepover, actually. A sign of the imagination. It was in the middle of the night, and Claudia was sleepwalking and trying to get the gold from out the corner of the roof. And I think you were slightly worried, weren't you, whether or not this had a future. A, achievements. There are many. Her relationship with food has been a challenge. but look at what you've achieved. Isn't Claudia looking great? So let's turn to Alex. You're not being left out, Alex. For asking for my permission to marry Claudia. I don't recall that happening. You might have heard of the Circle of Trust. I don't think you're quite in the Circle of Trust just yet. Now, fortunately, Alex has only got 4 letters in his name, so it means I can speed through this quite quickly. So, A, what do I think of? Well, ambulance. He's become a great ambulance chaser, and his slipstreaming has become legendary in recent years. And as Alex would say, no drama. The L is for lights. Now, blue lights to be specific. This coloured light has become one of his favourites as a result of the many hospital trips that you've taken over the last couple of years. In fact, he told me the other week that he's thinking of getting his own blue light for the van. No drama. E is for emergency. Now, he's become very proficient in responding to emergencies, haven't you, Alex? And in particular, he knows which A&E department is the nearest at any given time. But it's no drama. Now X was slightly more difficult. It's X-ray machines. You've become very familiar with scanning equipment, including X-rays. And I know you're thinking of perhaps moving into a new line of work as you know so much about them. But of course, that's no drama. Now on a serious note, I asked Claudia for several words that describe Alex's strengths. And this is what Claudia said, that he's caring, he's hilarious, and he's selfless. And I think when they were first dating, there was a dating period where it was done virtually, Alex was very cocky and confident. But there was a funny first visit when they met in person for the first time. Alex rang the doorbell and he was a shivering wreck on the doorstep. In fact, it looked as if he was in the Antarctica wearing nothing. He was absolutely nervous. But what I'd say, Alex, seriously, you know, you've been there for Claudia and the kids and you've really stepped up. Thank you. I'm going to pass over to them very shortly, so I wish you both and your family the best for the rest of your lives. Be happy, keep laughing, keep talking, keep supporting each other. And finally, I don't know if everyone's got a glass so that we can toast the newlyweds, but please raise your hand or your glasses with me to toast to Claudia and Alex. Claudia and Alex.
Isabella and Olivia, and my brother Grayson. I don't know how long this is going to take me, as I didn't write this, my nanny did. We are very happy you are here to celebrate my beautiful Mummy's and Alex's special day. Mummy looks like a princess and Alex looks very dapper, don't you think? Mummy is very happy and she has spent many hours making this a special day for us all. We hope you all have a wonderful time and all let your hair down on the dance floor. We would like to say a huge thank you to my godmother Deborah. Deborah has been at every dress fitting and at the end of the phone when Mummy needed her. Let's give her a round of applause.